All right, let's go. I'm actually excited this morning. You know what? Um, if you guys don't know who James Sprague is, he is this year's CrossFit champion. And truth be told, like he actually brings it in these one v one competitions for reps ahead. And if you're not familiar with reps ahead, I'll be honest, I'm still fairly new to it. I think I've been, exposed to it like 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. But I came across James uh, in the reps ahead competitions, and he's actually a solid athlete in my opinion. You know what I mean? I, he kind of dropped the ball when it came to rogue stuff like that. But I feel like he's gonna find his way, and happy that he got what he got through CrossFit. I'm gonna be real with you. He got what he got through CrossFit, and I feel like he got fair and square and what happened. But anyways, he's gonna have to get Nick Mathew. Nick Matthews, another solid CrossFit athlete, and if you guys aren't familiar with his name, he's the dude that wears the crop tops. You know what I mean? The dude that wears the crop tops. And I know you guys already have him in picture or in mind of who that is. So they're going up against each other. I'm really excited to see what happens. Whew. Yes. All right. So we're on it. It happened like 2 months ago, though. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna lie. It's good. It's very old, but it's still dope. Don't know the outcome, so we're gonna find out. All right. By the way, give him a like and subscribe. Dang, am I even subscribed? Okay, I'm subscribed now. All right, and hook me up. You know what I mean? Give me some love, y'all. I want some likes and subscribe. Hook me up. But anyways, let's go back to it. Get started.
Redemption live from MBS CrossFit in Thornton, Colorado. I'm Brian Fenn, joined by Bella Martin, and our main card matchup featuring two CrossFit Games athletes in James Sprague and Nick Mathew is slated to start a couple minutes from now. As we mentioned a few minutes ago, James Sprague is riding some high momentum at the moment. Not only did he qualify for his first CrossFit Games last year and punch his ticket to the second CrossFit Games this year.
All right, look at this real quick. Okay, look at this real quick. It's kind of funny how it says 2023, 25th, and then Open 27th. But yeah, he's the champion right now for this year's. But 5'9" and 6'2", y'all. All right, he's young. Is he the youngest winner? I'm curious about that. Is he the youngest to win CrossFit Games? I know the dude with the come on, Wes. Part in the front, biz in the back. Oh man. What's that hairstyle called? Oh, it's all good. Jason Menderes. Is that his name? It's not Jason Menderes. It's Menderes, something Menderes. Damn, what is that name? Anyways, was he the youngest? I don't know. Anyways, but I'm looking at the height difference. 6'2" to 200 pounds. So he's carrying more muscle in my opinion. You know what I mean? I feel like he has more muscle mass than him. So I think he's gonna, like, as crazy as it sounds, I think he's gonna move a little more slower than him. He weighs heavier, but I feel like it's more balance of a lean type of muscle, where he's just like pokey big. You know what I mean? So I might have to go with James on this one, y'all. I'm gonna have to go with James on this one. We'll see what happens.
A great performance out in the West Coast, taking third place against a very elite field full of athletes that have top 10 games potential. He believes he has top 10 potential at the games this season, and his opponent is Nick Mathew, a man who, similarly to Kelly Sohn and the women that we'll see in the final, had his season cut short after two really impressive seasons at the CrossFit Games the past 2 years. Hence the redemption battle. You really haven't seen the Redeemers been able to come over that hurdle. What makes you think Nick might be able to turn that tide, Bella?
I think Nick is just one of those athletes that thrives in a fun environment. He reminds me a lot of Noah Olson, if I'm going to be honest. When the crowd is there, he puts on a show. And so I think Nick is that athlete that if any of the Redeemers are going to do it today, it's going to be Nick. But I'll tell you what, the tension between these two and the tension and anxiety that I'm feeling right now, just watching them kind of walk around, James is puffing up his chest. If there's a match that I'm excited to watch, it's this one.
And they've been playful from the build-up. But also, you know, James was over there in Nick's corner, standing up tall, puffing out the chest, and maybe putting down a little bit of intimidation. James told me he thinks he can do 4 full rounds of this sequence in the first 3-minute interval.
I'm sure he can.
And we saw
Right.
Riley Myrick in the first interval do a 47-second split. But nobody has been able to sustain that intensity for a full 3 minutes. James may be in the best shape of his life right now. And if he's able to do that, I mean, Nick's going to have to answer a pretty tall task just to get through the first round.
Yeah, but what if Nick Mathew?
I absolutely believe that Nick Mathew, although his last 2 seasons were the first that he's made the CrossFit Games, has been knocking on the door of qualifying for the CrossFit Games at very competitive regionals and semifinals for several years prior to making it there. He showed up at the CrossFit Games a couple years ago.
I think Nick Matthew's gonna move fast or move pretty quick, but I think he's gonna burn out faster than James. You know what I mean? Because Nick carries more muscle than James. As crazy as that sounds, James, his weight comes from, you know, bone density and all that stuff, all that extra stuff. Nick is more muscle, and the more muscle you have, the more it requires. The more nutrients that are required to run. It's like the bigger engine it has, the more gas it requires to run. And I think Nick is gonna burn out. I'm telling you, he might move well, but I think James got this.
A few event wins, had a very impressive finish, just outside of the top 10. Backed it up with another solid. Sorry, Patrick, making me laugh on the mic there. Backed it up with another great performance last year. He got the better of Sprague there. Sprague got the better of him at Wadapalooza. And it's kind of like time to settle the score.
I know the dunks. Like, everybody wearing those type of shoes lately. It's like, that's like the trend now.
Here between James Sprague and Nick Mathew in our penultimate match of the night. The sequence tonight is John. 3 minutes on, 1 minute off for a maximum of 5 rounds so far. They haven't needed more than 2. 12 box jump overs. They can rebound if they want to. 6 thrusters at 155 and 12 chest to bar pull-ups. 5 seconds to the start.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
At a meet
Are you
like this,
serious?
We understand that looking out for each other isn't new or groundbreaking.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry.
Rebounding box jumps for both men out the gate, and actually these were the guys that were lobbying for Phil to give the rebounding option. And you know, Phil is receptive to the athletes' requests. He said, we'll give you the option if you want it. We'll leave it up to you. Both of them said, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it. Out the gate, James with about a half rep lead, and you would think that similarly to Kyra Milligan and Nick Mathew would have a little bit of an advantage here. And sure enough, he makes up that half rep, and it's about a 1 rep difference from a half rep behind to a half rep ahead.
It's the thrusters and the chest bar for the guys that we've seen make the difference in this one. Nick Mathew trying to get that 1 rep ahead. Haven't seen any green yet.
No, it's just flickering between a 1 and a 0, and at 47 seconds, both men off the box. No hesitation, immediately into the second set of box jump overs. And you know, rebounding box jumps is something that you'll see pro-level athletes doing. Historically, it's been a part of this sport. And it's, I think about it the same way I do any other movement. If there are multiple variations of it, and you're a pro, you should be practicing it.
Yeah, I think you should be practicing. I think with the sport of CrossFit's moving into safer practices. I think for an athlete like me, I don't compete, so I don't need to be doing rebounding. But if it's going to head-to-head 1v1 battle, rebound on that box.
Mathew once again with about a half rep lead off the bar. James looking at the clock, and at the 1:30 mark, he bounced up for the chest to bar pull-ups. So 4 rounds is not going to happen. They're off the pace for that, and really not surprising. I mean, this workout compounds quickly, and at the 141 mark,
I'm telling you, I think Matthew's gonna burn out.
He's going to carry a 1 rep lead into the 3rd round of the sequence here in the 1st round of the match.
Time for redemption, baby. He's holding on to that lead over James Sprague. Just 2 reps ahead.
Yeah, and quite frankly, he looks good. The rebounding box jumps look good for him.
You know why? You know why this is happening? Because the box is too low. I'm telling you, that's just the way it is. If the box were a little higher, it'd be easier for him. Just a tad bit higher, because he's a taller athlete. Oops. Let's go back.
Rough breaths here heading to the barbell, but Sprague, same thing. And for the first time, we kind of see the athletes eyeing each other up. as I say that, it's
Not saying that he could adjust it and be just as efficient in a smaller box, but sometimes when a box is low, it kind of throws you off. You know what I mean?
Sprague who gets the ball off the ground first.
And yes, that is a traditional size box. Yes, I get it, but I'm just saying.
Because of that, I think they're probably going to end up dropping this bar at the same time.
They'll drop at the same time, but they both know they're going to have to go into that next interval. So I think now, just damage control. Can you keep your heart rate down? Can you keep it white and 0-0 across the board?
Yeah, I think both athletes here need to adopt Malachi Bennett's philosophy of, okay, I'm going to have to do this for another round, so let me just stay close and see whether I can, take a little bit of an advantage in that second round. But James, not taking my advice and actually attacking here at the last part of the first interval, 10 seconds to go, and he goes to the rebound after the step downs in the last round. Nick also rebounding, but a little bit slower, and James will get that last rep in. So will.
All right, did you guys see that? Right here. Did you guys see Nick gasping for air after he got off the chest of bar? I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. I knew he was going to move well at the beginning because it's light and easy, but he just got more muscle. And with more muscle requires more energy.
Nick. So Sprague will carry a 4-rep advantage into the second interval. Mathew to the bench immediately, shakes his head a little, sticks out the tongue, looking over at Sprague, who's tying his shoe.
Again, two opposite corners here in our little octagon of a competition floor. James, calm, cool, collected, tying his shoe. Nick looks a little worse for wear, but hopefully he can bring his heart rate down, get a little bit of water.
Yeah, and with, early knockouts, we haven't seen too much of this intra-round.
It's about to happen.
Insight into how the athletes attack it.
It's about to happen.
This part of the reps ahead format.
I give about a minute and 30. I give about a minute and 30 when that huge change is going to happen. You know what I mean? Either he knocked him out at a minute and 30, or it's going to just be a huge difference in scoring in minute 30.
Because we can still see how they both are doing. Now Nick has seen
huge difference.
He's talking to his judge. Just clarifying,
by then.
I think that they will start over at the beginning of the interval. So they'll start once again with the 12 box jump overs into the thrusters and the chest to bars. Round 2, Sprague versus Mathew. Sprague with the 4-rep advantage. And here we go. 3 more minutes of work if they need it. Second round, we have not seen any match get past this round yet. And Sprague off to a very fast start in terms of these box jump overs.
I think Nick really hopes there is no third round.
Right.
But I wonder if Sprague sees an opportunity here. The urgency on the box jump overs was as good as it was straight out the gate in round 1. Got to the barbell just as fast as he did in round 1. And a little bit of a hustle in his step over to the pull-up bar. Now, this could pay off well for James in terms of a knockout in this round. If Nick is able to dig here and James doesn't knock him out in the first 2 minutes of this round, the Tides do have the potential to turn. As it stands, James with an 8-rep lead getting to the box, so he's doubled his advantage in just 50 seconds. And Mathew drops with a couple reps to go, and we're into the double digits. Sprague 11, and now 12 reps ahead. Mathew needs to answer the intensity here. Sprague done with the box jumps, and this will be Mathew's chance to reel that number back into the single digits. Sprague straight to the barbell, and if Mathew isn't urgent getting to the bar, Sprague could knock him out here on the pull-ups. Very reminiscent of what we just saw from Milligan. Can Sprague hold on and get to the pull-up bar? The grimace is on the face, but the
all right, 25, 26, 27.
Both athletes likely know what's coming. James Sprague digging deep. Mathew fighting for his life here at the minute 30-second mark. And almost a
Didn't I not say about a minute 30? A minute and 30, we're at 139. And he what? Was it 138, 139? I'm not sure. But we'll take 139, no matter. We're still in the minute 30s. When I said Jason Sprague is going to either have a huge lead or knock him out. And that's exactly what happened.
carbon copy of Milligan and Stone. James Sprague, the 2024 CrossFit Games qualifier, knocks out Nick Mathew, the man who didn't get the opportunity to fight for the games this year. I cannot believe how similar that match was to what we just saw.
That's incredible. But I think that's what's going to happen. You have athletes at this level that know exactly what they need to do to get it done. They're going to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
let's give a hand for
James Sprague hit the 144 mark officially with a knockout, 14 reps ahead of Mathew in round 2 of the sequence called John here at Pro 3 Redemption within a few seconds of finishing.
I'm telling you, 200 pounds at 5'9", kid, I'm 5'8". 200 pounds at 5'9" is a lot of weight. I'm 175. You know what I mean? And I feel heavy. And I'm not even close. Like what? That's 15 more pounds? Oh my gosh. I remember when I was like 185, 186. And I felt really huge. And that's 4 more pounds of that. You know, that's just a lot of weight to be trying to compete against someone like James Sprague, where even someone that's 6 foot 190, I say 6 foot 190 would be comparable to my height and size. You know what I mean? 6 foot 190. James Sprague is 6'2", 210, with a very balanced weight for someone that can move very smooth for a longer duration of time in comparison to Nick Mathew. Nick Mathew, in my opinion, just had a lot of muscle, and I'm not saying that, you know, he's not solid and stuff. Maybe he's out of shape. We can put that in there too. But I don't know too much what Nick Mathew was doing prior. I don't even know if he even trained for this. You know, he probably just got invited and showed up. But you know, in this sense of what I do know, it's just a lot more muscle require a lot more energy. That's just what happened. You know.
His match, he did the Captain Morgan's pose on his back in front of the crowd, turned around and made sure to say great job to Nick, his opponent. We talked about the sportsmanship with Malachi Bennett, James Sprague, obviously, Noah Olson, Nick Mathew. We just have a ton of athletes in the space that are of this kind of character in addition to their fitness. And then he also turned back around and acknowledged the crowd, which has swelled to a couple hundred people as there's just been more and more people walking in as the matches have worn on here.
It's amazing to see the community really show up for these athletes. It's not just a community event. It's for everyone.
Well, there's a two-pronged approach to the events that Phil has designed here. The intentional addition of the community matches and this local pros obviously brings the local crowd. The addition of big names in the CrossFit world, CrossFit Games athletes across the board in these last 3 matches, 6 athletes. Obviously, it's not that often that you get athletes of that caliber coming to your local affiliate to do a showcase match like this.
That's pretty dope.
Up there with Patrick, and he's going to make his way over to the booth. We'll make some way for the big man to join us here inside in here, James.
Oh, I was going to sit down. Thank you.
James Sprague, congratulations.
Thank you.
Back in the winner's circle at a reps ahead match. How does it feel?
Oh man, it was almost redemption for me too. Even though the redemption really meant for those that kind of missed out on their season, I feel like the last loss for me really stung against Dallas. So I really wanted it this time and I put into work to try and prove it.
And you've been putting in the work across the board with Patrick.
You know what's interesting about James Sprague? If he's really 22, he hasn't even, you know, met his man strength yet. He's still a kid, dude. Like, he's still a kid. So, you know, he got a lot of growth, muscle growth and development that's going to happen. He's going to be an animal, y'all. He's going to be an animal. He keeps it up.
You were talking about some of the specific things you've been working on that paid off in this workout, but for the people at home, what have you been working on and how did it pay off tonight?
I've really been working on just staying upright at my squat, speed in my squats no matter what weight it is, just not pausing at any point during the rep. Really helped my cycle speed as a tall guy. I think being taller, the range of motion on these movements would typically be disadvantageous, but mentally I try to make it an advantage by just being tougher than the other guy.
2 nuances that I saw out there. One was that you did go to a step down at one point. Is that strategic?
My legs were getting really heavy. Thought that was about a cramp. And so once that feeling went away, I started jumping again.
And the second one was in your very last round of thrusters. I saw the pain face set in, maybe the last 2 thrusters. Was there any temptation to drop the bar?
No chance. I saw how beat up he was. I knew the only way to win this workout is get a good chunk of chest to bar.
Right.
So I was like, you want to win? Here's your chance. So we did that, and I'm very grateful. I got to get to know all these guys, amazing competitors. Nick, incredible man. Just loved hanging out with him, and excited to grow with all these athletes in the sport long term.
All right.
James, I would say you're kind of the Mr. Nice Guy of CrossFit. People know you for your very friendly disposition. How do you turn on that switch and flip to a lethal competitor?
100%. I feel like so many people look at me as the happy, nice guy without the fire. But in reality, it's like the fire is what fuels my kindness. I'm so passionate about the sport. I love everyone in it. But I just feel like it's so easy to be nice to everyone and just have this positive attitude because I'm grateful for what I get to do.
I feel that. You know what? That is a very solid way to say that. You know what I mean? Very solid way. Because, you know, he just described balance in his own way. That's his fire for fuel, his kindness. Because, you know, there's a time and a place. And time to get competitive. And time to be cool. And that's pretty much what he said, y'all. That's pretty solid. I like that.
But I honestly, you know, about 30 minutes before an event starts, it's focus on the warm-up, focus on my strategy. Social time will come later, like right now.
I mean, I respect it. I'm sure athletes do as well. You've come through the ranks as a teen. You've made your name as an open athlete now. Do you feel a responsibility to the younger generation to inspire them and kind of teach them the ways?
100%. I did my whole CrossFit journey wrong as a young 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old. I overtrained. I underate. I made the sport an idol in my life. And so my goal is just to show all these young people, no matter where you're at, it's like, hey, this is supposed to be a fun thing to add to your life. Not one of those things that's like, becomes your life, you know? Yeah.
Becomes your life. Your dad also does the sport. How do you balance that kind of camaraderie, father-son dynamic?
Yeah. Oh man, he's training for triathlons right now. And he gave me the news the other day. He's going to go to the games here next year, so I can do another games here with him. I think he's a little jealous. It's been my fourth games. He's at 3, so he's always trying to get more than each other. And I just love doing fitness. My whole family is the best.
That's so unique, and that is so impressive.
Yeah, right? So true.
I love it.
You made the transition back to the Northwest this year. For all those that may be watching back home, anything you want to shout out to, want to get back home?
Oh man, all the people in the Black Goat fitness community that have helped me get here. You know, Black Goat isn't an affiliate, but it's probably the biggest gym family I've ever had. Just them and my fiance for just supporting me even during her busy pharmacy season. She still supports me as much as she can and does whatever she can to make me a better athlete. And then just everyone that's in my day-to-day journey, whether in the gym, body workers, everyone helps this stuff come together. So it's not just me on the floor, it's all of them together. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Last one, James. You've been a part of Reps Ahead for a while now. You've been the mainstay at the 3 pro matches. Just speak to kind of the evolution of that, the crowd that's here tonight, and what Phil's been creating for athletes through these first 3 pro events.
Every event gets more unique, gets more professional, and gets more crowd. I mean, if people can see on this live stream what we got here, I'd say like we're close to 200 people just in this small affiliate, like gathering together to make us better and cheer us on. Philip has a incredible mindset of just wanting to do it for a greater cause rather than for himself. He's a very selfless man who just wants to see athletes have opportunities. And any opportunity he gives me, I'll continue to come back because I freaking love the style and I love how it makes me feel.
Well, James, always an honor to watch you compete no matter the stage. Congrats on getting the win tonight. Reps Ahead Pro 3 champ on the men's side, James Sprague.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
Solid. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to end it there. It's cool getting to know James Sprague. You can tell he's a very smart, wise dude, especially for his age. You know what I mean? So that's solid. You know what I mean? I learned a couple of things from him. I'm really grateful for it. You know what I mean? So happy for him, his successes, all that stuff. He is getting kind of, you know, getting some grief about the CrossFit Games, but, you know, it is what it is. He showed up. That's all I can say. He showed up, start to finish, and got what he received for doing that. So that's just what happens. You know, it's part of the game. But, you know, shout out to him. Going to continue following him because, like I said, he been dominating the rest ahead, y'all. He definitely been dominating the rest ahead. We'll see what he does for the next year CrossFit Games and see what happens. But until then, that's it for tonight, y'all. I hope y'all stay great.